It's time for Power Hour.
Hello, traders. Welcome to the oh my god. Look what's happening right now as I'm speaking to you. We have like an everything pump going on. Everything. Look at Binance coin breaking that channel supply line where it's probable we're going to see a $1,000 Binance coin for the first time freaking ever in Power Hour. We are at a $995.44 all-time high. This is crazy, man. This is the Binance coin four-figure watch party. That's what we got going on. We'll have an alert set up right at the $1,000 mark. So something spectacular is occurring as I'm speaking to you, okay? This is happening right now. So if you're watching, you are privileged to see the rectangle been in development since the 12th. We saw a breakout, a fake out last night, and then Jerome Powell, and then a retest of the bottom of the range, the rectangle, just to see buyers defend. And now with like the markets closed, Bitcoin has rallied and is re-breaking out. This is probably the real one, okay? We're talking about 1.5% more upside to see the top of that channel on Bitcoin. But hop in the chat for BNB. This is incredible. But here's Bitcoin, the channel. You know, it doesn't look like much. It's up 0.16% today, but you can see under the hood what's actually happening. And this is probably way better for altcoins than Bitcoin itself, okay? So the supply line on Bitcoin's like 118,271, great. Something really good is developing on Ethereum today, I believe, with this pivot. And I'll show you a new structure. Wild stuff. How crazy is this? The S&P 500 futures, a record close. Where it was at its lowest point of the day while Jerome was speaking, and they rallied it and closed at the highest levels we had ever seen on the daily. So, yeah, Bitcoin, not much going on except for the fact it went down to $114,727 today and is now at 117. So I'd say that's pretty good. Look at this, though, okay? Solana's doing things. Everything's doing things. Just look at this. You cannot tell me this is not possibly what is happening now on Ethereum. Oh, yeah. We got a reaccumulation structure. Okay, yeah, it's a little scuffed, right? It's not perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. But look at that swing high we got a few days ago in line with the initial swing high. So that is maybe the way we could interpret what is happening, and it's all correlating up against or above the 4384 level now. So this is something to be really optimistic about. Okay, what the? Yeah, so you think risk management wise, pretty decent. Okay, stop loss maybe below 4384 at this point. If you get stopped out, that sucks, but here are the targets. I mean, $5,000 is certainly a level psychologically, but you're talking the major 2021 to 2022 anchor point Fibonacci extensions. You got nearly $6,000, $6,500, $7,300. If we went into price discovery, oh, by the way, elephant in the room. Yes, Jerome Powell cut interest rates by 25 basis points. Everyone knew it was coming. There was intraday volatility. And that was it. And then when it was over, it was dumping kind of until the conclusion of the entire meeting, the Q&A, and then the rally started and the market closed. And then things that could rally continue to rally. I mean, you have assets up after hours. Google's up after hours. Meta's up after hours. I think Nvidia's up a little bit after hours. Apple's up after hours. Everything's kind of up. Gold was, at its lowest point of the day during the Jerome Powell, the FOMC meeting, but it's off its lows, and it's up a little bit on the new day. Bearish and golden candle yesterday, but whatever. I think that's just phenomenal. It's a momentum pattern, right? It's no reversal or anything, but it's just your uptrend is there. You have a bullish pattern now, and you could play the bullish pattern and the bullish trend, and hopefully be more reliable and perform well. We don't act like we know. We just know that 4384 is literally everything to me It means more to me than everything at this point. The old all-time high from May of 2021. That was it. Now you're above it. Now you're defending it. You're holding it, and you've got a nice structure of reaccumulation up here. If it fails, it fails. But if it doesn't, oh my God, this would take us to outer space. Yep. Okay, just make sure we're cool here. Probably the best in terms of like the right now. Like you go to Solana, it's gone, man. Right? It's, you know, you probably had a better chance around 198. Yeah, the 198 zone was the best for risk management because that's it. Like that's the level, the key inflection zone we've been talking about for years. 191, 198. You could have set a stop loss. You could have entered around there or slightly above it, but now you're in no man's land between 216 and 260. So you're heading to 260. So how do you manage your risk? It's really hard when there's no inflection points near you. So yeah, see you at 260 probably on Solana. Wow. Yeah, as soon as Jerome Powell walked off the stage, the podium, I mean, everything started running, man. It was like magic, like it is, okay? And then it was selling off throughout the entire speech and Q&A. Wild. But predictable, right? It's gonna, you know, one thing or another, it's gonna be like whatever is going on while he's speaking and doing Q&A, the opposite happens typically after. So I just hope it continues and sustains. I mean, it's crazy to see what the NASDAQ futures did to its demand line of its channel. Kind of just want to show you right now. Okay, bottom left of your screen, it's like uncanny. You can't even make up how uncanny it is. As they took it to back test the old demand line of the channel, they confirmed it, and now inching nearer to all-time highs. You were trading at a price, yeah, higher than you saw at any point yesterday. Right now, it's phenomenal. I'll have an alert set up. These things are ripping. I think at the end of the day, this still just means your fiat purchasing power is collapsing, and they're not gonna tell us too much that it is. AI is coming for everyone's jobs, and that's it. Okay, so Jerome Powell was talking about the job market has softened, not just in available jobs, but also in labor participation. So, all right. And he was also talking about, like, you know, young college grads can't get jobs, can't get hired, which is true. I don't know what you can even tell young people outside of, yeah, start being mentored in the contracting business or in the welding business or plumbing business, and then do that for a decade, 12 years, and then start your own business after you've mastered and been mentored in the business of that. So, because learning to code or something is just not going to work, probably, okay, going forward. It's definitely not. I mean, like, they're working on Grok 5 now. That's the thing. Like, the acceleration of artificial intelligence, it's exponential. And so you give it a year from now, like, AI strength will be over triple, quadruple what it is right now. And right now, it's already really good. I mean, in a year, we might have artificial, what is it? AGI, artificial general intelligence, where AI is literally thinking like a human. That's how fast things are going. So, and all the money in the world is going into it. The trillions of dollars sitting on sidelines is all going into AI. We are just handing off the torch of everything, all the debt, all the money is just flooding and funneling into AI development, data centers. So good luck with your job and your career, because AI is going to do it better at some point. It'll replace me, man. Okay, so we looked at, let's look at XRP at 1.77%. All right. We discussed the $3 level. The buyers were defending $3. They did it again today. Now we're catching some follow through. Very good. Anything above $3 is golden for potentially 336 to 340. Do you think that's if you're trying to manage risk at this point, stop loss below 298, 297, and let it ride, and your objective would be 336, 340. That's the only way I could think you would play this right now. Yeah, $3 is the line in the sand for you to be long on XRP, probably. But good upside, decent upside. Singularity by 2045, that seems kind of a long way off. I thought singularity by 2030. Does anyone else think 2045 is a little bit conservative? A lot bit conservative? Okay, so we looked at BNB, Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum. We looked at all the big ones. Let's look at Dogecoin real quick. 4.2%.
Is that a joint?
Wow, man. 26.4 cents defended. Wow. Okay, so 28.9 cents on deck. That's where it reversed with the candle closes. All right, that's a huge level. To break 28.9 cents, it's going to be a very fast ride to 34 cents. Very, very fast ride. And if you don't know what that is, that would be another target, right? That would be the second target of this M-shape type 2 return, bullish divergence on the weekly, July 9th. And that would make all the sense, like, in the world. We'll see that, and if you probably pull back there, and then you break it, then you run to the next one, which is like 43 plus cents. So, yeah, just right, slow and steady as she goes. A couple more targets. Something that happened today must be discussed right now, because the TA, man, the TA must be respected. The M-shape reversals. We did it, man. Target 4 of the trade setup officially achieved today, and it took 13 months. And it's probably not even done. Like, it might pull back because this was a godlike impulse off the support, right? It looked good again right here. And they sent it. And if you pull back here, who cares? It'll be the highest low of the uptrend. They'll test it again later, and then eventually you'll be at 205, 211. So let's hit that play button. All right, just so we can bask in its glory. It's official now.
Bruh.
Feels so good, man. And just please, just don't forget. One day I'll be gone, dude. I'll be long gone, and just think of me when you identify a bullish Gartley after a long extended bear trend, and it all is happening at key support levels back from history. 3 rising valleys at the pattern completion zone of the 786, 14 and 4 confluence, 618 on the B point, lower high on the C point. Just think about me the next time you see one of these, okay? One day. Never forget the lessons that these chart patterns can instill in us, man. That's what they are. They're teachers, each one of them. So fantastic. Okay. So yeah, altcoins pumping, man. They're doing things. It would be probably pretty nice to get more, but let's look at these index funds real quick. Look how crazy this S&P 500. I was talking about the record close. Like, how in the world did they do it? They did it, man. It wasn't just a record close. It was an intraday all-time high as well. But that pullback, the Jerome Powell pullback, it was virtually a back test of the wedge pattern. They're confirming it as support, and now you're running on the new day. I mean, we could, by end of stream, we could see an all-time high. This is insane. But again, they're just repricing assets due to monetary debasement, IMO, in my opinion, man. Phenomenal. You're at the highs of the day. Okay. Dow Jones, they going to send it, man. Still contained within the upsloping consolidation structure. We call it a rising wedge, but it doesn't mean it can't break upward. We saw that just happen on the spider. So we're not here to try to make calls like we know that it's going to break down because it's inherently a bearish pattern, but this is where you are. They ran up and tested that supply line again. and you engulfed, almost engulfed. You opened higher than yesterday's close, so you couldn't technically really engulf, but a really nice candle. You know, that was your second highest daily candle close in human history. Not bad for an FOMC day. All right. You break this, your target's 47,370 at 1272. All right. Yeah, Jared, I'm doing okay. I hope you're doing all right. It was leg day today, cardio day. It was very difficult. Well, cool to see on the NASDAQ, right? Really cool to see. You know, in a long extended uptrend, they pushed it to its threshold. You know, its overbought threshold. That's what the top of the channel is. And you did react. And you did recover because uptrend. So it's cool to see that reaction, but I don't know how well it's going to perform, right? Market's just been too freaking bullish, so I hope it continues. Like, you know, we never really saw the 22,442, that 1414, the major one, but you know, they could take this. The silver lining is they could take this a lot lower, and it would just be another buying opportunity for this channel. It's kind of insane, but yeah. That's the level where, hey, man, reactions occur. Yeah, it occurred. Just don't know how much it's going to be able to perform. Yeah, DXY dumped and then a pump. It was a dumping pump. Then my God, the Russell 2000 ETF was about to do it, and then they pulled it back. They tamed it. And then it was just like, you're contained. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. So is this like buyer aggression? Buyers getting really, really aggressive. Like they want it. They just telegraphed how bad they want an all-time high. Rivaling the level from November 2021, rivaling November 2024. Okay. Intraday, highest price seen since November 25th of last year. And somehow traders settled up back within the parameters of this beautiful channel. That it's just been so well respected, that supply line. It's crazy, dude. So I hope we break it and go higher. It'd be good for my Stitch Fix calls. Stitch Fix? Yeah. Okay, so those are your 4 index funds. Let's look at gold. It had that bearish engulfing candle. Probably not a big deal. Yeah, I mean, what do you want, man? Like, it can't be a green candle every single day. So, but it's crazy that it's already starting to recover some, and who knows? Maybe we're at 37, 34 by the end of the month. Not much to do up here, right? Can't really strategize. You're just looking at an impulse wave, and you hit a measured move of the ascending triangle, or close enough. I don't even, we'll see. I don't think I've ever done this, because we just used the Fib extensions. My God, how perfect was it, man? You gotta be kidding me. Like, it's like where traders settled up at the highest point ever is exactly where the measured move was. It was perfect. Okay, I mean, so that's a price objective, you would think. Bukowski, by the book. So at any point, you know, that you hit that, you pull back some, pivot's probably going to be a higher low, and it's probably going to run way higher. And $4,000, what a lot of people are eyeballing, that would be so insane. Plug calls, dude. Oh, let's go plug, man. Yeah, silver was down too. It got hit pretty hard. Hit pretty hard, but you know, maybe that flag was nothing burger. You could just be putting in another high low locally and running again. Again, like who cares? There's no way to manage your
Plug is getting energized, bro. Kitten. Great trade. Feels amazing, man.
Grounded outlet. That's a very appropriate name. Thank you for the pun and the 2069. We'll certainly look at plug, dude. Yep. You know what we had? We had a crab pattern, it looks like. Maybe we hit the 1618 and we're reacting a little bit. Didn't think about it. Something close, 72%. So 192, a 200% retrace. Yeah, like that's a harmonic optimum price and a hop up here. So just a small reaction. Who cares? Any pullback's going to be the highest low we've seen in 14 plus years, and it'll probably run again. So you're just thinking 44 in time. Yeah. Okay. DXY. It was very dramatic today. Very dramatic. You know what they've done? They have done it, man. So it's this very this situation that is bittersweet, I guess, for certain people that care about the DXY and what it does. So it's like they painted us a Steve Neeson candle. They painted us a piercing line, technically, right? You opened lower than yesterday's close, and then you pierced through over 50%. It looks like 65% of the previous candle's body. But the bad news is the traders settled up with a formal bearish back test of $97, which we know, if you know the DXY chart, $97 is a very, very real level that goes back many, many years. Like I'll show you here.
Not a request. I want to ask, what's the move once you have your successful trade? Do sit cash, throw profits in safe assets right away, wait a while. You teach us how to make money but keeping it? THXS man.
Yeah, I mean, you would take profit, it would sit cash. You could also, I mean, make sure to take profit, right? Take some of that cash you made on your position, if it was levered or not, and figure out your capital gains, right? If it's a brokerage, and I would pay yourself. You would take out what you got to pay in capital gains, and then take out some more, and put it in your bank account, and then pay your bills with it, maybe, or do something, right? But yeah, I mean, like, and then if more you have left over after you paid yourself some, I think you should, because what will happen is your account will just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually the market will flush. And if you haven't taken profit and actually realized it and the capital gains and taken it out of that account and put it in a savings or, high yield savings account, you might not do it ever. And then you're just trading, right, constantly, but you're not paying yourself. So I would try to do that, but make sure you have enough to pay taxes, and then also another portion could stay, and that portion that's staying could be utilized for another trade. Absolutely, yeah. So thank you for the 10. I don't know if that really helps, but yeah, pay your taxes, pay yourself, and also utilize some of the capital, some of the gains for a new trade. Those are the only things you can really do, right? I mean, you could go to the strip club, you could buy a steak, like there are things you can do, other things, I guess, but those are the most important as a trader. Okay, so I was just talking about the DXY for the contribution, and so 1974. 1978, it was a resistance reversal. You hear me? 1978. Look, 1987, 1989. Look, 1991. Look, 1994, 97. Look, support 99 before moon. So you can't tell me 97. 97's like more important than 100 technically on the DXY. So where are we? We got the piercing line reversal, but we closed below it. And that's it. That's where we're at. So it is definitely bittersweet. Let's hopefully recap. I mean, it just depends what you want, right? Do you want a stronger dollar? Then you got to recapture 97.30. If you don't, then let's go lower. Do not break $97. Piercing line fails and we dump lower. Is there an edge? I don't really see one. It's a pretty bad trend now. You could probably plot like a channel. It's probably contained within. Yeah, look how perfect the channel is. Wow. Right, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and you're right at that heart line. So they could take it to like 94.70 to become oversold in this downtrend. Yeah, you could do that. Do a parlay, bro. Yeah. Yeah, always, man. Taxes. Yeah, always pay. Okay, so DXY, and then let's just look at these Mag 7s. I don't think we had... Do we have a request? I think we had plug. Yeah, plug. That was... But dude, it was plug. It was going to plug the power. Wow! 19%, dude. We don't know that we didn't know that it was going to happen. Had no clue. All we knew is we were identifying buyers, recapture a key level, reconfirm its validity as a support once, not once, but locally twice. You had some bullish divergence on the MACD histogram, not on the, maybe on the RSI. It could have been considered hidden because a higher close than this look. It's the same. Anyway, you could have made an argument for some sort of divergence one way or another, but it was more so you didn't have to have that. I don't even think we talked about it or care. It's more this, and 136 to 146. It's not my opinion, man. I didn't make the rules. I didn't come up with this. It was just them doing this in 2011 for the first time ever. They pivoted it, and then it just became a support in 2016. Look, it was even resistance in 2012. That's really, really nice. Another support in 2016, and then a spring back test behavior in 2019, similar-ish to what we got going on right now. And then time goes by, and here we are. And now it's like highest daily candle close confirmed on plug since January 24th. And probably your target's 230. Probably. What a freaking just a bread and butter, rudimentary style trade. There's not anything complex about it, in my opinion. If you invest in yourself, give it enough time, you understand it, you get it. So, fantastic grounded outlet and others. Because, yeah, it was trade set up. For sure. Oh, the Mag 7s. Let's go best to worst. Tesla was up 1%. Dude, blue freaking skies. 3 days now. They have tested an inflection zone that could never be argued with as valid. The old all-time high from November 2021. It's just there. Well, now defended 3 times. And marking up today was not just your highest price since January 21st, but it was your highest daily candle close since December 27th. So the highest daily candle close of the year of 2025, and it's September 17th. Let's freaking go, dude. I mean, yeah, like someone could be like, dude, but what about 440?
Drift pumping hard.
What's up, Weston, dude?
Is that a joint?
Yeah, what is this? What is this? Fast and Furious? Is that an S coin? Thank you, dude. Speaking of drifting, Tesla drifting through resistance after achieving target 1 of the trade setup. Target 1, and guess what? People can care about this all they want. I mean, that's not. Who cares? Like, if you're scared of 438, I don't really know what to tell you, because you just took a little bit of profit. So at this point, why would this be your target too? It wouldn't. So look, man, it was such a simple trade on the weekly. And it's busy, but you know, I have everything here for a reason. Like the old inflection point from 2021, it was resistance. It was resistance in 2022. It was resistance in 2023. They recaptured it. They reconfirmed it as support. I had the moving averages on this publication just because I thought it was important, man. Like, you weren't just holding the support, you were also holding the moving averages. I like that. I thought that strengthened the argument. And then, you know, what, 2 months later, after a bunch of chomp, look at that. It's freaking perfect, man. And it's like, okay, guess what target 2 is? Not this little joke that's barely even visible on the daily. It is all-time highs, like rivaling all-time highs, target 2. Then target 3 would literally be price discovery, swinging for the fences of $600, $597, whatever. So that's where we are on this. It's legit amazing, okay? So what are you worried about? Oh, if you're above $400, dude, it does. See, you have to understand, if you're going in from the entry and you've taken a little off, if they build a gap or two below us, none of it matters. The only people that would get wrecked are the ones like buying now. It's like no one's telling you to buy now. You should have been in this thing, dude. I only go live like 5 days a week and talk about Tesla every single day. Everyone. There's not a day that went by on all my streams where I didn't talk about Tesla down here every day. And then they developed the 3 rising valleys, the bullish abandoned baby. Who in the world, literally, find someone in the entire world that was discussing a bullish abandoned baby the date of September 3rd and the 4th? No one. There was, and it ended up being everything. Okay, Apple, phenomenal. If you give me more time above 237, it's a 247 target. Right? The bearish dragon pattern, the bearish divergence, everything underperformed miserably, and all that happened was a higher low, the highest low of the uptrend now. And now you're rivaling the highest level seen since March. And you're above 237 cleanly again today with all that volatility. Apple held strong, really. I was looking at my watch list, and it's like, dang, dude, Apple's just not really participating in any kind of selling pressure. So how could the S&P get higher? How could it get to the 1414, right? Apple going to 247 and then 260. Continuing this newer uptrend, right? It was bad for till April, and then it was kind of nothing. It was a nothing trend until probably August when they put in the higher low. So good stuff, man. Apple, pay attention to this one. Could be a leader in the coming months due to playing catch up. Yeah. Quantum computing. Insane, dude. Yeah. Well, nothing new about that. Okay, so we had a dark cloud cover yesterday. That's that arrow. But there was no follow-through. Zero follow-through the dark cloud cover. So we don't even know if it's real yet. Yeah, so the verdict is still out on that candle if it's going to act as a reversal. You caught no follow-through. There was it was a higher close today than yesterday's close. Therefore, you can't say we'd really know. Okay. So an unfilled gap around $500. They could back test that. It might be really. Imagine if they did this, dude, in the coming days. Could you imagine what that might be? It might be like, holy crap. Kind of visible on the daily, but it would be way more visible on a lesser time scale. Man, if we got a $500, because that's kind of definitely a psychological level, but it's kind of like a real level. It was resistance in June, it then became support in July. It was obviously support in August where they broke it, but they recaptured it, gapped up. You go fill the gap. $500, if they hold it and we see any sort of favorable price action on Microsoft, we might, for the first time in a very long time, have a structure that could maybe be played. Right, you might be able to manage your risk somewhere, marginally below $500. Maybe enter on a bullish engulfing candle, back up, holding 500 and going higher. It might be something. We might be onto something, but not quite yet. It would be nice, though. It'd be really nice. Okay. That's your Microsoft. Meta, dude. Meta. I got calls on Meta. I'm waiting for 850. Today was nothing burger. Intraday was the highest price since August 15th. So not bad, man. 1 month highs and pretty much filled the gap from that date, August 15th. But I don't care what happens, man. It can pull back to 759. It can come down to 750. I have no problem with Meta. I'm a positive P&L too. Hopefully you do as well. I will not sell my Meta or consider this a loss until we lose 735, the old all-time high. Until then, let it ride, man. 811, 850, and possibly if things go nuts at some point, $900. That would be again a Babe Ruth swing for the fence situation. This is the best one in my opinion for upside potential. It was days ago. Your best reward to risk situation for the Mag 7. So why? Because Google and Tesla already played out. Nothing I can do here, right? Do we just play this one again so people with short-term memory can remember what happened yesterday officially? Google, June 26th. Here are the price objectives. Here's the entry, 173. Stop loss below a support resistance. Confirmation low, a false bearish breakdown, recapture the 200. There's a lot of little things going on that date that had me pull the trigger on this publication. And it's just like, what do you want, man? They've all four, 1618, gold me ratio. You're up here. There's nothing to do. So like someone, SoFlo was asking earlier, like, what do you do? Maybe you take a little off of this. You pay your taxes, you pay yourself, and then you have a remainder of funds, and maybe it goes into Meta. Maybe it did go into Meta days ago. Yeah, Meta, that's the one. So Google was down today 0.65%. I mean, I was an evening star reversal yesterday. You did catch fall through today, but after hours, it's up 0.8%. After hours, it's nearing all-time highs. It's crazy. Crazy in no man's land, price discovery. We were talking about it could pull a Microsoft. It is pulling a Microsoft right now. Legit. Gosh dang, dude, look at Bitcoin. What are you doing, man? The 60-minute chart I got up there, but come on. What in the... Scammed again. Power hour, power dud hour. Could not break the, just the small rectangle stemming back from September 12th. So I'm going to close within, but whatever. We live to fight another day. Better than losing the bottom of the trading range. It was a lot worse today. Okay. Amazon, again, I understand that it could very well go higher, but due to the nature of Jeff Bezos not stepping in and condemning politically motivated terrorists on Twitch, I cannot get behind Amazon. They lost the overhead resistance today too, so fundamentally screw Bezos for just doing nothing, and then you're below the overhead resistance, and you're also the pattern completion zone of the bearish bat pattern. So I'm sure if like the index funds just kept ripping and roaring, eventually they will break higher, and we will see an all-time high on Amazon. But again, the reason why Meta is so great is because Meta is in a situation, I think I did this yesterday, Meta is like this, where they ain't broke all-time highs, went higher and pulled back, and they capture, reconfirm, and the uptrends go, like, still going, right? And you're above the old all-time high. You pretty much invalidated any sort of W shape completely. So you're just up here, and Amazon's not. So there could be no upside potential in reality. You break all-time highs, though, you got tons of upside potential. So that's why it's kind of on Amazon. Screw Bezos, dude. For now. Maybe he'll condemn Hassan Piker, communist terrorist. He's a piece of garbage, human garbage. Deserves no platform. Incites violence against people. Like literally on camera, on stream, talks about it. It's so awful. Terrible human. Subhuman. Okay, and so NVIDIA, we were having a discussion yesterday about potentially a 3 falling peaks. Talking about risk management's bad. I mean, you can't. Maybe, I guess, if you were shorting, right? But for a long, there was an unfilled gap below you with an FOMC meeting coming up. It was not good. And thankfully, we saw, it gapped down. My God, they filled the gap. And unfortunately, it closed below 171, which is a swing low from August 1st and August 22nd. So you kind of broke down, but they might fill the gap first, but it's just not a good pattern. Like, it's just not indicative of great. Like, it's not exciting. I want reaccumulation. I don't want local lower highs and lower lows consecutively, because this is actually textbook potential 3 falling peaks. Could anyone tell me, and I know there's a delay, but could anyone tell me what the confirmation line of the potential 3 falling peaks is? I just want to see if you know, if you've invested in yourself, if you know what I'm talking about. I want to see. I'm going to give it a second, all right? Y'all let me know. The confirmation line of the potential 3 falling peaks pattern. Eric, is that true? Really? Waiting for more answers, dude. I was delayed, so. J Torp, amen. Amen. Him and Destiny. Whatever that loser is. Yeah, he lives here in Miami, too. Garbage people, dude. And it's really, they're just projecting their self-hatred. That's what it is. There is no other reason they think like that. It's because they hate themselves.
2 used weekly 3 RV.
Hey, what's up, Evan, man? Thanks for the 20, dude. Thank you, man. Yeah, we'll take a propaganda. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel needs to be deplatformed. Yeah, they need to be sued into oblivion. Yeah, these people are the worst, man. And if anything, we are now seeing the unveiling of evil in society. It has grown over the past 15 years. Yeah.
Wow, who would have thought Bitcoin would be such a loser? Gold is ripping while digital gold lags. Indexes only go up. Too bad there's not a direct ticker that shorts middle-class families. Guh.
Yeah, Greg P. That last part hit hard. Yeah, Bitcoin a loser. Well, just maybe we're early, man. Q4. We're almost to Q4. Okay, let's get some frost on the pumpkin before we start talking crap about Bitcoin. Okay, because you know how fast the rally occurs. We know the stat, right? Bitcoin receives most its, remember, it's 20% a year since its inception. Bitcoin goes up in value, and that 20% happens generally in only 10 trading days of the 365 that exist in a year. 10. Okay, that's the problem. So it's like you cannot like hop in and out of Bitcoin really as a holder and expect to ever make yield on Bitcoin. You have to just sit in it unlevered, own spot price Bitcoin. You can own the ETF, HiBit now, whatever, but probably conventionally you want spot actual Bitcoin with an address and all that. You could take cold storage. That's it, man. And you have to, you know it. Hey man, this asset's effed because out of the year, only 10 days you're gonna generate real yield. Yeah, and it's true, man. Like, look what's happened this year. You were not too far off where we were in December of last year. It's already going on October.
2 weeks ago I asked about VFC, which has been amazing since then. Can we look at Nove? Nove Incorporated, the 2150100 to 200 megaamperes are what I'm looking at mostly with November Incorporated.
We will certainly take a look, Devin. Thanks so much for 20. And VFC retail, right? They make jackets and clothes, and they were woke or something too. Thank you, dude. Oh wow, Jimmy Kimmel is fired. I didn't see that. That's amazing. Yeah, and rightfully so, dude. That is terrible. We need, you know what we need? The Smith-Bunt Act needs to come back. That's it. That's literally all we need.
Could we take a look at Casper? Thank you, Mitch.
Chicken biscuit, thanks so much, dude. We'll take a look at Cass. All right, man. Thank you for the biscuits. Sorry. And the answer to the trivia question, we'll see. We had right. I know we had a couple right answers. Georgie was really right. Yeah, 163.40, correct. 163 or 164, right? Right. The second, right, when you have a 3 falling peaks and it's very real, On the bottom side of 3 falling peaks, you have always you have 2 valleys. Okay, so you have 3 peaks, 2 valleys. The second valley needs to always be lower than the first to give you a real 3 falling peaks structure. And that second valley, I'm saying the second valley is the bottom, is the confirmation line of this structure. So you would have a valid 3 falling peaks if NVIDIA sellers ever took out the swing low of the second valley that was put in September 5th, okay? So this isn't even a real pattern yet, if you care about patterns. It is just looks like there's distribution ongoing on NVIDIA, right? They confirmed a top in July, you had an all-time high. Then they confirmed it as the peak, August 12th. And then a lower high came in formally, August 27th. And then another consecutive lower high came in September 11th. So it's potential. It's not there yet. But anyway, so that's just pattern stuff. Let's see here. Where were we? Yeah, let's real quick. Just gotta give credit where credit's due to Insanity. We looked at Plug, that was a top gainer. QBTS, man, just nuts. Just beyond nuts. I mean, all-time highs, obviously, but just ridiculous. You know, you achieved a 1618 for the first time in human history, the major one, and you just broke it like it was nothing. Up another 3% after hours. This is gone. Nice Gartley. It was very pretty Gartley. Weird context, but beautiful Gartley. Yeah. RGTI, all-time highs after hours up almost 4%. Broke out of the trend. Good God, it's beautiful, isn't it? It all started, well, you know, it started way down here at some good technical stuff down here in September, just like QBTS, but they gave you another chance, right? They're like, all right, nice pump. Everyone's up 1,000%. Let's dump it. Let's create the M shape. Let's do the type 2 return and let that be the resumption of the uptrend. And now it's just going nuts, right? All-time freaking highs. Quantum computing. Good luck stopping it, man. You're not. Gonna take over the world. AI getting me running quantum computing. Maybe Bitcoin's not running because deep down everyone's scared of the capabilities of AI harnessing the power of quantum computing, computers. Okay, NIO was up 6% today. Sweet mother of God. Another bull flag. Headed to 772, 819. Unstoppable, man. Carvana. I'm just looking at some of these that were up today. Woof. Really strong here, man. Carvana. You were just up against it, technically above the old all-time high from 2021. One of the greatest comeback stories in history of the markets, I think. Carvana. It was dead, dude. And then all the coupled handles, man. And then recent price action, correlation to key levels. And now you're just up here, man. It is freaking, what a beast. You probably got yourself like a, some sort of channel. It is like a rising. It legit is kind of like a rising wedge, right? Kind of upsloping flag in before upward resolution, right? In freaking before. It just, okay, your target in this area in price discovery 480. If this macro doesn't just utterly reverse in the coming weeks, that's it. 480 Carvana. It's nuts. Solar Edge up there, right? We look at this a decent amount. You're talking $42+ good day today. And others, right? Netflix, was brought to my attention. It's kind of crazy. Like, someone out there, if they want to play momentum in this stupid, crazy market, you could just have a stop loss below 1183 and let it run to 1339 and beyond. Like, that's kind of a level they recently made in May. And they're confirming it as a bottom now. So let's go, dude. Netflix, even though it's woke garbage. Chris F, is that what you said, man? Is this you, dude?
Can devs do something?
Every day I'm checking price and it's rising. Check price,
Good price. I have underinvested by a lot.
Yeah, dude. Quantum computing, definitely that. Okay, so Netflix was great, man. All right, so do we have another request? It was SUI. Oh, whoops, sorry. Wrong button. Yeah, let us go to, God, these futures are nuts, dude. They're just, we are just tenths of, or 100ths of a percent away from all-time highs. It's so close, dude. And all these Mag 7s are up after hours, quantum computing up after hours. Things are going nuts right now. Let us go to SUI, SUI, which is like, you know, a darling. Yeah, I do think it's pretty good here. Like, I think you have some pretty good upside. Like, you've got a big sell wall now at 430, and you're making higher lows locally, holding the 200, holding the 319 level. I think, like, if you're longing this, you're just waiting for $5 and then possibly breaking and running. Yeah, dude. Yep. You're in an uptrend. You jumped across a creek. You formerly regarded supports as support again, not, you know, once and then twice. You're probably going way higher. And the argument is completely invalid. Probably below 297, you would say, nah, we're screwed. We're going to $2. But until then, I think you're good on SUI. He said 3 rising valleys on the weekly, though. Kinda. This one wasn't. If this one went deeper, I would agree completely. But again, it's more like, right? It's more like this at this point. Okay, it is this. Like, what the? That's what you got. I mean, you have yourself pretty much a nice ascending triangle. Target from here is 430 to test it again, and then you break it, heading on up to all-time highs. So either way, yeah, 1 valley, 2 valley, 3 valleys, fine. I would think the rule of 3 would still be in place. So if it's the 3rd valley on the weekly, resolution's impending. Like, the probability of resolution is cometh. Yeah, up almost 5% today. We got 1 minute and change to the close. So yes, SUI looks good. Okay, I know, like, billionaires are in this and like this one, and they have conviction in it, and it structurally looks really good right here on the weekly, like IMO. Whether you call it 3 valleys or definitely ascending triangle. Okay. Okay, look on the 8s. Oh my God. What about XRP? We looked at it. Let's go to Bitcoin again, because the daily candle is closing in seconds. Bitcoin is down on the day. Here's your weekly, by the way. Remember, anything above 108 is actually good, actually okay. You are not in any sort of jeopardy of trouble if the price of Bitcoin stays above 108. That's it. It's that simple, bro. That's it. Okay, the daily, nice comeback, but closing red. Gonna close red.
Could you look at $WMT? Break and retest. Higher soon. I like the weekly on it.
Infinite Paradox. What's up, dude? Yeah, look at Walmart. Yeah, Walmart's good. Walmart looks strong. Okay, there it is, chat. There it is. Literally nothing burger on Bitcoin, but all right. You still have like 1.5% upside before you see a supply line of this channel here. I mean, that's not nothing. Just imagine where Solana is, Ethereum is, if Bitcoin just goes to 118,269 to test that supply line. I'll probably have a lot more. So, okay. Just wanted to show that, and then let's look at Solana real quick. Beautiful. That was the highest daily candle close on Solana, chat, since January 25th. My God, man. 8-month plus highs. BNB, Jesus chimes. Highest daily candle close in human history, highest intraday price of all time. We hit a peak of $995.44. Now we are all waiting on $1,000. And they broke this channel like it was the biggest joke of all time. My music gone, dude? That's it. That's the centerpiece of conversation in crypto is Binance coin. I think CZ tweeted today that crypto is like changed people's lives for the better. It's like, no, Bitcoin and Binance coin virtually are the culprits of if you owned them, you win. Everything else in the past 4 years, holding it for you, you lose. It's real. Talking about percentage gains in 4 years, mostly everything's not gone up or is the same, even at the peaks, right? Like Ethereum. I mean, 4 years ago, same price it is now. Solana, you know, I guess it's better, but my God, it was at this. It's, you know, trading lower than it was 4 years ago at the old all-time high, and then XRP. You remember 4 years ago? It's around the same price right now as it was 4+ years ago at its peak of that bubble. It skipped the 2021 cycle too. So controversial statement, IMO, in my opinion. I don't agree so much. But yeah, BNB and Bitcoin, absolutely. Yes, life-changing, amazing, good stuff. Just all you have to do is own BNB and Bitcoin for years, and you win. But for a while, right, up until July, it was the same crappy story where 2021, okay, you crash, you're dead for years, and then you finally recovered, and you really couldn't go anywhere. Yeah, so now it's finally, since July, it's become a king. So, all right, yeah, man, unfortunate Bitcoin couldn't break 116.822. That would have been nice, man. Okay, let's look at these requests. Let's look at Ethereum real quick and then the request. Okay, you got to just remember, this is the argument now. This is the idea. This is the structure that I think is valid until the price of Ethereum falls below 43.85, and that's it. You just had a bullish engulfing candle. You just confirmed and held a support of a demand line now. Once, twice created, and now a third test. And if you catch follow through here, so it's your target's 47.87. You break that, I think you're going to see 5K and beyond. So you have a very nice reaccumulation structure that is getting close to concluding its development above an undeniable inflection point that goes back to May of 2021. That's the argument. You can laugh at the argument. You can say, screw it, dude. I don't really believe you. I mean, like, that's right. This is what TA is. Inexact. We're doing our best to identify structures. And I could be completely off here, right? But, hey, at least the stop loss is pretty tight. You don't lose much, and you can move on about your day. Because if you lose 43.84, it's an easy 39.50 target. 39.50. So that's it. That's what I got for Ethereum. It seems somewhat actionable here. Yeah, Sol was 40 cents once. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Yes. And Ethereum was, $100. Less than $100 in 2021. Absolutely. It does a lot does matter about when you bought. You could have made crazy gains on Ethereum after Eric Trump tweeted about it and it lost 50% of its value and it hit a support and they held support and then it broke a supply line. Yeah, you could be up a lot. Yeah. But at the same time, most people that participate in crypto trading or owning it typically are ushered in by greed. They are ushered in by cycle tops. They are ushered in by parabolic moves. They are ushered in by stuff like this. Okay? The normie, they don't care about Ethereum when you can make life-changing gains. They don't care about ascending triangles back in 2017, right? They care when the asset is already run for the most part and is like going to crash, blow off top. So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think it's genuine to say what CZ said was completely correct because that's how it works. He is the composite man for S coins. So he is the one selling, in December 2024. He's offloading his position. He's offloading in 2024. Right? The dumb money's buying. They're buying these tops at resistances because like this time it's going to break out and then it crashes, right? So yeah, definitely life-changing for CZ and his goons, absolutely. But for the normiest of normies, there are probably way more people hurt by crypto than helped. Anyway, so let's go to the next request, which was it was Nove Energy, I think. No, sorry. Yeah, Nove Incorporated, which is Nove Energy, technically. Yeah, but yeah. Well, we've been here more recently. You're looking at the moving averages. Well, you got a down sloping 200, but we had been here, right? It put in the same type of fractal that a decent amount of other energy stocks did to their own respective key levels. All right, we know that $11.83, $12 is like your best entry zone if you were going to do it. But since then, massive underperformance. Like, look what they did. That beautiful head and shoulders, right? Because the trend was your friend. It ended up acting as a continuation. It's nasty. But look what they did at the height of the markups. Pathetic, right? Okay, what was once a support of the neckline of the head and shoulders is now resistance and resistance. They went up once and gapped down on earnings. 200 moving average was tested for the first time since August of last year. And they go right back down to this support. Weak performance. And now it's rallied, and like you're technically trading below the 20, above the 50, below the 200. Not really ideal. Moving averages, right? We talked about yesterday how you want the moving averages to look and where the price to be relative to the moving averages. And this just isn't it yet. Not yet. Not it yet. Okay. Man, what were we looking at yesterday that was so perfect for moving average education? I can't remember. I'd have to head back and see it. But maybe someone can remember when I did it yesterday. This is just not really it on moving averages. But hey, you're above $11.83, $12, but you can't make a higher high to save your life. Weekly's disgusting too, like Death Cross in December. But yeah, I mean, for real, like you really are seeing buyers hold this level, but it's still just not enough because you're not making higher highs, you're not reversing the trend yet. But they could still be in that process of doing that, so I'm not going to write it off because they took it down to test again and buyers defended it again. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but the trend isn't in any way, it has not reversed to the upside yet. It was Intel. Okay, yeah. So one more time, like he was talking about the moving averages, right? So I want to show him the moving average, how you want them to look. Yeah, this is it. So you notice how on this one you already had your golden cross. There's been a lot of chop and crap, moving averages, but now look at it. You have the 200 is below the 50, the 50 is below the 20, and the price of the asset is trading above all three. That is perfect because how often do you get the moving averages looking like this with the price? You don't. You haven't seen anything like that really since like June 2023. It's still kind of wacky, but that was like the bullish crossovers you got, right? And subsequently we ran up a lot. So I think you're This one, it survived today. It was down 1.4%, but it's surviving. It's holding. The moving average is holding this potential little demand line here. And hopefully we can get a big breakout on Intel. I'm awaiting the day that my alert goes off on it, okay? All right, that's Intel. All right, so next one was Caspa Crypto. Dude, they were gonna Caspa, bro. I mean, they might be still attempting to bottom this thing out, but gosh dang, man, below 9-10 cents, I'm just not that excited. I don't really see anything that sticks out as like crazy actionable. If anything, I'd like to see a 6-cent Caspa again, maybe for a type 2 return. But yeah, I guess above 8.3 cents, if you're forcing me to like it, I guess you're okay. Stop loss at 8.1 cents. If you're going to be in it at 8.8 cents, you better stop loss at 8.1 cents, and that's it. Yeah, I would like to see us get back above 10 cents and then back test 10 cents as support and hold it, and then a structure develops above that level. So, yeah. I just not really, nothing exciting about this. Maybe they broke a resistance, you know, the supply line. It's a dragon. Okay, again, like, I'm not acting like I know. They could be putting in these two lows are higher than this low. This low is higher than this low. I'm not saying that the trend is not in the midst of maybe reversing. I'm saying there are better ones out there, right? They're just no controversy. They're not scam coins. They make money. They're on traditional markets. But again, you might very well be okay above 8.3 cents, given enough time. Okay, so I'm not writing it off. Just saying your upside may be limited because that's a big resistance above you. It's not blue skies. Okay, back with the 200 moving average at least, which is still down sloping. Having the pump is over, dude. Get wrecked. You know, Walmart was freaking nuts because of earnings, got killed, but somehow by the grace of God, Warren Buffett and all the boomers, they came in to defend $96 as support, and they ripped this thing higher. And what happened today? Can't believe it, man. Walmart today, all-time high intraday. Not the highest daily candle close ever. It was the second highest daily candle close in history. But yeah, on Mega Breakout Watch. Mega Breakout Watch. If you wanted targets, not Chicken Biscuit, Infinite Paradox, if you wanted them, Price Discovery, if they were going to do it on Walmart, 112, 115, and 120. Those are your Fibonacci extension Price Discovery targets. 112, 115, 120. All right. No breakout yet. Just a formal intraday all-time high. Phenomenal. Let's go Walmart. Good luck beating Walmart, dude. Good luck stopping this trend, this long-term all-time uptrend. Okay. B Swinick, yes, absolutely. Yep. It's crazy. It's like Dunning-Kruger stuff, though. It really is complete Dunning-Kruger. What a warped perception of reality. Like, who, like, traumatized him, you know? It's bad. It's a lot of self-hatred. Like, the most self-hatred I've ever seen in my entire life from a streamer, a live streamer. Like, I've never seen anything like it on that kid. So... Hey, Casper, dude, listen. This is what we now know about crypto chat. I didn't know this till today. Someone posted in the Discord. There was a time when we had, it was the first meme of this community going on 8 years ago. It was this. It was the Jesus chimes. But what was the Jesus chimes? Let me show you real quick. I haven't done this in a while, okay? So, what was it? This right here. This is The sword of 1,000 S coins, all right? And we lift it over our head, and if all the power of the scam coins is instilled within us, all right? 1,000, guess what now? We now have, it is now the sword of 100 million S coins. Yeah, 100 million was eclipsed recently. So it's like 1/3 of Americans have created a scam coin at this point. So yeah, the meme has exponentially grown. All right, the sort of at that 100 million S coins. Okay. So I just wanted to say that about, hey, Caspa's not a scam. Bro, no one cares. You're one of 100 million now. No one cares about any of these effing coins outside the top 10. None of them. Like, who cares? So 116,350 on Bitcoin. Trading at the same price you were trading at September 12th, September 11th. I mean, no change. Gonna need a bigger sword? Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna need the what is it? Cloud Strifes, Final Fantasy VII sword or something, or Ice, you know, and Ned Stark's sword. Yeah, dude. Okay, man. Well, I mean, what a day. I hope it's real, because we just don't know. Like, tomorrow they could rug pull us so bad, and it was all too good of a dream, a lucid, wonderful dream. We're flying, we do anything we want, so memorable of a dream. Then we wake up and it becomes a terrible reality. So let's hope that we get follow through. We get some sort of favorable price action, because Bitcoin, that candle could have been a lot better, man. I like Ethereum, though. I really like Ethereum. Dude, Ethereum in this situation kind of is like the meta to me. Like, BNB's all-time highs has gone. XRP could be traded above $3. Yeah, there is an argument for risk management on XRP, kind of, but not so much of a big structure. It already broke out of the structure, but I'm talking about a structure that exists right now, and it's near a support, and it represents reaccumulation. You kind of have it on Ethereum, and it's, again, this is all failed. It's dead argument. Doesn't matter anymore. You now have an argument to not own Ethereum below 43.84. But if you never fall below that level,
one last request.
All-time highs.
Path buyers are holding 10.40.
I don't know. Maybe they are infinite. We will look. Okay. We will look right now. So this one to me might be Ethereum. Might be time. Okay. It's all about, will this engulfing candle catch follow through today? That'll probably cement it. Path. UI path. UE path. Oh, yeah. Been a minute. Old path. Recent all-time low. Some really decent structures in its history. Past couple years. That accumulation, then the head shoulders, and down here, sweet mother God. I mean, it's very real. Like, look what they're doing. They are confirming a springback test, right? They lost the level. The buyers recaptured it, then reconfirmed its validity as support. It took a while, but in August and this month, you got 1 and 2, and they're rallying off of this. But again, your trend is unknown. It's a terrible long-term trend, dude. Like, what? And there's probably someone would be like, it's an M shape. I don't even think it went deep enough. It might be a 786 here. I think an 886 was probably $10. But yeah, 1040. There was 1044, whatever. Above that, you're good, but I'm not sure what kind of trend we're in. So there's probably a supply line. Yeah, you're gonna have to break that. You're already kind of too far away from the entry. Like, if you were going to try to really test your luck here, wouldn't you want your entry to be as close to 1040, 1044 as possible? And it's at 1182, so it's kind of separated from a good actionable spot. Well, it's still below the 200. The 200 is still down sloping. Your trend isn't great, though. You do have that. So it's like, okay, the only thing you have virtually is a spring back test at all-time lows. And again, if you're able to identify those springback tests on any asset any given day, the closer you are to that level, the more optimum it is to manage your risk appropriately, and you're kind of a little far gone from that. I mean, you're up a lot. So anyway, thanks, dude. All right, let's see what happens, chat. Will we reverse here, or will we continue sideways so the altcoins can run? I'm hoping the latter. So thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. Been live an hour and 20 minutes. I'll just be back. Till next time, respect. Oh wow, just in, the SEC approves a Grayscale Digital large cap fund for trading, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, Cardano. That's breaking news, chat. Send the S coins higher, please. Till next time, respect the TA. With some sand, sweet trips, body sway, and it's nice to play.
Is that a joint?
Hey, Ryan Berg, thanks for 420, man. Is that a joint? Thanks so much, dude.